Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today I am joined by the newly balded Ben Houselog. Ben, how are you doing today? Thanks for joining. And why don't you start off by letting us know what led to this change, this Dr. Evil look that you are now portraying?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me, man. I got really mad when Malik Neighbors went down with an injury a couple weeks ago, and I said, you know what? If I hit 250K, like when I hit 250,000 on Instagram, I'm gonna go bald at 190,000 at the time, and I hit 200,000. I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm a man of my word. And I woke up the next day, and people caught wind of that, and by the end of the day, I had 250,000 followers, and I shaved my head bald because I'm a man of my word. Got a couple bandages there, but we all learn.
I didn't even see that power of the internet. Did you shave it yourself?
Yeah, I did everything myself. I was like, I could go to Sports Clips or something like that, but I got to do this thing myself.
Did you just like buzz it really short and then razor it?
Yeah.
Okay,
well, my entire family, all the guys are bald, and the ones that aren't bald should probably be bald. Like you could see the back of their scalps from the front. So it's like, all right, dude, probably got to get rid of it.
In the genes. Did you have Malik in fantasy by chance?
No, I didn't. I was just mad. I drafted Ladd McConkey, so it's kind of bad as well. He had a good week, but
back-to-back weeks he has. I got Bowers in my second round, so that's just been miserable. So
I have him in another league. Yeah, but I mean, speaking of people who should probably go bald, Brock Bowers.
Yeah, he doesn't.
It's calling you as well. It's not bad. I woke up, walked outside. It was raining. I felt the rain on my skin like Natasha Bedingfield. The rest was still unwritten, but dude, it feels great.
I mean, I'll be honest. I don't think it doesn't look like it's a terrible look on you at all. Some people just, they do it and then it fits them. And to you, I think it fits you a lot better than it would fit me. So,
yeah. I appreciate it. We'll see if I shave the beard, if you keep that same sentiment.
Yeah, I can't wait. You got to do the Dr. Evil one with Austin Powers. So kind of going into some football topic here to start it off. As of right now, we are just going into week 7 already. That's crazy. Who is your Super Bowl pick?
Man, it's been changing every single week, but I can't go against the Chiefs. Like, I hate them with a passion because my roommate for all 4 years of college was a Chiefs fan. I had to just watch him celebrate Super Bowl after Super Bowl. But, they're getting Rashee Rice back. I got to go with the Chiefs, dude.
Yeah, I don't want them to go, but that's kind of why when they were all doing bad at the beginning of the year and everyone was, kind of attacking them and they fell off and everything, I was like, I'm not going to laugh because they're going to be contending. And
100%.
With how the Bills have pretty much just depleted, I think the Chiefs right now, and, especially with Baltimore and Cincinnati not having their quarterbacks, they can't compete. I think the Chiefs, and shockingly, the Colts won't make it, but they look really good right now. The Chiefs, but the other side for me, I think it's Tampa. I'm going to go with Tampa.
I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you, dude.
That would be the Super Bowl. With the Chiefs, I know it pissed people off, but that would be the Super Bowl I think people would really want to see. Everybody, I feel like, is rooting for Tampa Bay, and Baker Mayfield especially.
Oh, yeah. I'm a Packers fan, so, like, obviously I hope the Packers come out of the NFC, but there's just something about not being able to destroy teams that you should easily destroy, and we have a kicker who's injured. Now we brought in a new kicker. Packers special teams always bite in the butt in the playoffs. So yeah, I like Tampa Bay as well. I think they're my pick to come out of the NFC right now as well.
They just got to get past Philly and the Lions, I think, are the only 2 real threats to them at this moment. But I would still take Tampa Bay right now, just with even injuries. They're losing Egbuka now for a couple of weeks, and Evans I still don't think is due back. So it's going to be a big Godwin week and probably a Cade Otton week too. It's actually, I'm just talking myself into a fantasy pick up there. I might have to get him. I have Dalton Schultz this week because I had Njoku last week. That didn't work out. So Dalton Schultz is Mr. James White there of the tight ends. He'll get you 10 points and dip out and be happy with it. Going into kind of a question / opinion, assuming, in this scenario, the Dolphins, if they were to lose to Cleveland this week, which I did pick Cleveland, do you think that's the end of Mike McDaniel? And if not, who is the first to go besides him, and who would be the one to go after him?
I think that would be the end of not just Mike McDaniel. I think they level everything. They're like, all right, let's get everybody out, which honestly, I don't necessarily think it's Mike McDaniel's fault. Obviously he's a little bit to blame. He's the head coach, but you don't expect your quarterback to go from playing. He played great when Mike McDaniel got in, and then all of a sudden he just kept getting hit in the head, and the locker room was just never really there. But after him, I mean, probably Aaron Glenn, even though I love Aaron Glenn. I think, dude, that week 3, he fooled me. He fooled me. I thought he was the guy when they got the field goal block and returned it all the way and he started dancing down the sidelines. I'm like, dude, the Jets have life. And they did not.
I can't stand Aaron Glenn. He
No.
was going to be after McDaniel for me too, because I've had a problem with McDaniel since he came into the division. I've had a problem with Glenn because I live in Minnesota, so I watch the Vikings. I've watched Glenn run his defense for years. It's never been good in Detroit. I didn't think he was qualified to go in and run a team. But the thing that's crazy too is you look at other coaches that I thought would be maybe on the hot seat, even though I was a defender of this guy, Shane Steichen. Or is a strike, and however you pronounce it, he's now all of a sudden, I think, like, safe. He ain't going nowhere.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
and
I love Shane Steichen.
You think Kellen Moore is going to be one and done?
No, I don't. I mean, like, if you look at it, Spencer Rattler has been he hasn't been talked about enough. He's been a pretty good quarterback, and the Saints they've been feisty. Like, they've been staying in games. If anybody even thought that the Saints would have a shot at the playoffs this year, no disrespect intended to the Saints. Like, it just wasn't going to happen this year. But Kellen Moore, I think he's overachieved, even though the Saints have only won, I think, 1 game. I think that he's done a lot better because they played the Bills a lot closer than people expected. First game of the year, Juwan Johnson comes up with that ball. They may have started out 1-0. Obviously, they still would have needed to tie it. But I think he's good. I think he's good for at least another year, unless he has some crazy implosion. I'm talking just going scoreless in multiple games, getting blown out, just mistakes left and right. I think he's good if that doesn't happen.
I was talking about this, actually kind of saying what you just said about Rattler on my Monday reaction, but their team right now reminds me a lot of kind of like when the Cardinals got Gannon, which Gannon right now I believe is probably on his way out the door too. You can't be, beating on defenseless players there. But when he first got to Arizona, they didn't win a lot. I think they won 2-3 games that year, but how many of them were within 1 score?
Right.
And I think that kind of fought alongside him and helped him keep his job. Do you think Pete Carroll's going to be 1-0?
I mean, I think that really depends on if Pete Carroll wants to be or not. I think that he's done enough in the league that the Raiders ownership will be like, okay. But I don't think anyone expected this sort of regression from Geno Smith at all. Because I remember everybody was high on the Raiders coming in. They're like, oh, they might make the playoffs. They have Ashton Genty. Obviously, they have Max Crosby. Geno Smith is now coming in. But like, I think that with the Bowers injury and Geno Smith's regression, you can't place that all on Carroll. But it's been ugly. Very ugly.
I mean, I don't know if it's the injury thing or I don't know if it's exactly his coaching techniques, because I've always said I feel like he's a little outdated for current day football, but obviously that can be, put to bed right away if you look at whatever statistic you want to look at. It's, kind of whatever, like you said, if you want to keep a guy who is proven to win a Super Bowl, who is proven to have, genuine great success in the NFL with an incredible win-loss, you have every right to keep him. But also I think that if they're like, this isn't working, Antonio Pierce didn't work, it's time to, just try and bring someone up or whatever it may be, or, get Gruden back. That'll never happen.
Yeah, that'll never happen. I don't think he'll ever set foot back in the NFL, man.
So that kind of transitions, though, talking about the Raiders, into my next question I had for you. And this can be a player, it can be a team, and I guess I'll start. But who is your biggest flop of the year and like your biggest surprise team of the year or player of the year? Like, and I'm talking about the transition here because the Raiders, I bit the hook pretty hard. I did. Because, I exactly what you said. Pete is a successful coach and he went there and he's going to be in charge of a quarterback who has been playing good. And there was some statistic about Geno in indoor stadiums. He was supposed to really light it up this year.
Oh yeah.
And that didn't work. And you have Jenny, who I think Jenny does look as good as he can look right now. He shows flashes, and it's just, I don't think he has necessarily got the help, the protection, or really the coaching to bring him to his full potential. But I bit really hard on the Raiders this year, and I've looked like an idiot there. And my biggest shock by far has to be Indianapolis.
Yeah, I think that the biggest flop, even though they had injuries, was the Ravens. I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see Harbaugh go. I'm surprised they let McDonald go to Seattle. I thought that he was going to be the heir to Harbaugh. But my biggest surprise, even though I bit the hook on them and they did surprise a lot of people, was the New England Patriots. But they
I
also had a lot of stuff coming in. Like you had Vrabel, you had second year of Drake May, you have Will Campbell now, Stephon Diggs. Everyone was like, oh, he tore his ACL. He's done. He came back. He had a nice little resurgence. Uh, they have a safety from Cal. His name is Craig Woodson, 4th-round draft pick. I used to watch Cal games because there's nothing else to do at, 11 p.m. at night. Here we are in the Midwest. Like what's going on? It's going to be Cal versus San Jose State early season. I just was enthralled by how Craig Woodson would move. I like the Patriots. But I also could kind of see the Colts coming because I've been one of the biggest Daniel Jones defenders of all time, mainly because a lot of my roommates were Vikings fans. And the year that the Vikings lost to the Giants, the week before, the Lions beat the Packers in the last final game of the regular season and knocked them out of the playoffs. And all my Vikings roommates were banging on my door and dancing around me. So when Daniel Jones kind of got that revenge, I was like, okay, this is my guy.
I was happy to. I was wrong on him. My opinion on him was that he just wasn't a good quarterback. After being in the league that long and just kind of being the same, and then having a little regression there, I thought his time was done. But I am happy to see the success out of him because I've always felt bad for him ever since that clip of, I think it was after week 2 last year when he was walking to his car and the Giant fans were just, saying the most insufferable things to him, and I'm like, dude, like. He probably had the worst drive home and the worst sleep that night. And it's like, on a human to human basis, I felt so bad. So I think it's so good to see him finally getting some success. And also I was probably the biggest critic in the world on Anthony Richardson. People who watch me know that. So I think that the Colts, not having to worry about playing him anymore is only going to make them a better team. I read that he's dropped to the 3rd string now. He's not even the backup for Daniel Jones at this moment. So
well, that's also because he got injured. He was stretching with a band in pregame warmups, and the band snapped and broke his orbital bone. So he is the backup, but right now he broke his orbital bone. Because then you remember also last week, Javarius Ward ran into it. I think it was the tight end. They call him Tree, and he got a concussion. It's all real, dude. Last week they had 3 players get injured in warmups.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like a stretch band?
Yeah, that's what they're saying, is that he was warming up his shoulder and it snapped, hit him perfectly in the eye, and broke his orbital bone.
I might have to go try this at the gym, man. Myth busted.
Yeah.
Today I am trying a stretch. Dude, that actually, okay, that fucking sucks. Because that's not only like an unfortunate freak thing, but like how hard. That might just show how strong he is. If he is able to put that much tension in it, holy shit, AR. Damn.
Yeah.
So segueing kind of onto the next thing about football here, do you have any trade deadline predictions? Do you think that I saw you just tweet something about Breece Hall, and I think the Bears would. Oh, I said he'd be hell on wheels there. We both see eye to eye. I don't want him to go to the Chiefs. I think that's a high possibility. Do you think Green Bay should go after anybody? Maybe AJ Brown. He's on my list here. Do you think that the Bills are going to target anybody? Is there anybody that you just think is for surely going somewhere?
I think Olave is gone. And I think that depending on what happens this week, I could see Olave going to the Giants. I could see, obviously, everyone's trying to get AJ Brown to the Patriots, but that's a lot of money. And Philly understands what they have in AJ Brown, and the Patriots, are they going to give up? Like, I think the max that I would see them doing is a 2nd-round pick and a player, like maybe since Craig Woodson came in, maybe Kyle Duggar, maybe that. Breece Hall, obviously, to the Bears would make a lot of sense, but there's a lot of teams who need that running back, like the Chiefs. Please don't. No, please don't get Breece Hall if you're the Chiefs, dude. That wouldn't be fair. Packers, a corner would definitely be nice, but we're not in cap hell yet, but in a couple of years we will be.
So if you traded for Sauce Gardner, would you be happy?
I mean, no. I like Sauce. I think he's a little overrated. I think that he would 100% be an upgrade. I think he gets away with a lot of stuff, a lot of grabbing.
I loved his
Yeah.
comment where he's like, "I'm only getting called because we're losing." It's like, bro, when were you ever winning? Like, I think that was such a lame excuse by him. The Bills I actually have right here, and I've been trying to speak it into existence. I hope they get Olave. I would love Olave to go to Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Brown, that's not going to be possible. Obviously, I'd love to see that. If AJ Brown goes to the Patriots, I'm done. That it's done. It's done. I'm
Yeah,
not done.
that's
It's
right.
done.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
done. That would be. I mean, and I it's because they're my rival, but I love Drake May. I love that team. I love Mike Vrabel. I love everything about the Patriots. What sucks right now as a Bills fan, but it's
Mhm.
like they get AJ Brown. It's going to be a disgusting, horrendous. Like it would be a crime. Do you think Jacoby Myers or Bradley Chubb gonna get tossed here? Not tossed, but nope.
I don't know about Chubb, but I could see Jalen Phillips getting
That's a name.
traded. I could see. I mean, like basically everybody on the Dolphins, with the exception of Devon Achane, has been mocked up in trades. Um, Waddle, people have been saying Waddle to the Giants. There's a lot of these. You know how they have like Ricky the dog, those fake insider pages that are always somehow right. Like a lot of people of those have been mocking Waddle to the Giants. Man, and Jacoby Myers, I could see it. I think that the Raiders took their shot. They paid Geno the money. It didn't work out. You don't want to keep digging yourself a hole, and then Jacoby Myers walks, and then you're like, well, we could have gotten him for something, right? If you know a player doesn't want to be there, ship him out, get a good return, and then build in the future.
I think Jacoby goes to the Giants. I think that's kind of he's a good
The Giants are
receiver.
getting a receiver for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like he's going to be the one that they reach out and get. What would you do if Packers picked up Jalen Waddle somehow, some way?
You know, I'd be happy, but I would more so just wonder what we'd give up. I'm guessing it would probably be like obviously one of our 17 receiver twos that we have. If anything, we need help on defense. Our offense they can run with everybody. Sorry, my dog is just woke up.
You got
They
to be
can
like
run with
Hassan and
everybody. Like,
shock him.
yeah, dude, never. I love my baby girl. The offense can run with the best of them, but the defense has kind of started to, in key moments, like against the Browns and against the Bengals, even though they won, they kind of got walked down by Joe Flacco. If we got Waddle, I'd be happy, but I'd be like, that doesn't really address a need.
So going out of the deadline now, kind of onto the last little football thing before we get into some Halloween candy talk. This is just something I call contenders or pretenders. I'm going to name some teams off, and you just got to let me know if you think they're a contender or a pretender. So we'll start off with the Steelers.
Pretender.
That's kind of what I have, and it's kind of, well, they have good wins. They beat the Vikings, which I think is a good win. They beat the Patriots, which I think is a good win. And I think they beat on the Browns. But I don't know if it's the age thing with Rodgers or him looking ancient or just them not having have faced, yet like the Chiefs or someone of that magnitude. I don't know if I can necessarily believe in them. I think they can contend for a playoff spot, but not a championship.
Yeah, it's a typical Steelers textbook. You go up to 4-1 to start the season, then all of a sudden you're back to mid.
That's what I was saying. You'd start off hot. Remember that one year and they started like 10-0 and they just were ass. They lost to the Brett Rippon led Bengals and it was just over.
Yeah, that was then they lost to Heineke and the football team.
Yeah. I like the football team, bro. How about the Chargers?
They were contenders, but with Slater and all it's going to be on and off. But I think they're pretenders now.
I do as well, just due to the fact of how Kansas City is playing and how the Chargers have. I mean, what they nearly just dropped 3 in a row, barely getting past Miami, and their losses before that were to the Giants and help me out here, who the Giants, and then they lost to
the Chargers. Lost to the Commanders.
The Commanders is who it was, and the Commanders just lost to Bears and the Falcons before that. So they're on a little bit of a streak. How about the Commanders? I'll throw them in here.
Man, pretenders. I could see them jumping up to contenders, but their DB room is just, they let up so much. They let up so many big plays. And like last year, everyone was high on the Commanders, but it's kind of like the inverse of the Cardinals that year that you were talking about. They won so many one-score games. That's like, well, now they're losing the one-score games. They're old. They're old. I love them. I got a lot of ties to Commanders. I like the Commanders, but I think they're pretenders.
They're, I would say, the best team I've named so far. I feel most confident that they would beat, over the Steelers, and they would beat over the Vikings, and then they would beat over the Chargers. How about the Falcons?
Contenders.
With their offense recently, I'm siding more with it. If their offense can continue to do what it's done, they're going to be very hard to stop.
They just fly around. Like, I understand the Bills are banged up. Like, they had no Kincaid. They don't really have like top tier receivers, but they had an offense that was seemingly unstoppable for a few weeks. Absolutely lost.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I think the play calling had something to do with it too, but we just don't have that great of offensive talent. And with Kincaid not being there, who has been our, pretty much our bread and butter of the offense when it comes to receiving, that only hurt us more. And all respect to Dawson Knox, but he's just, I think, aging, and Kincaid's finally having this burst, and we need him, and we couldn't have him. Patriots.
Y'all got to give James Cook the ball more. Patriots contenders.
Absolutely.
I'm comfortable saying that.
I also think James Cook needs to run over Elijah fucking Moore. So good riddance on that. Colts.
I'm gonna say contenders.
I believe in them right now.
They should have beat they should be undefeated.
This is the thing though. This week is they're playing in the one stadium that they lost in too, the Chargers. So that now everyone's trying to be very skeptical of, this is going to be
so it's another home game. They're playing the Chargers.
I think that one lady last year, remember Marianne Doe or whatever, that
the
was
industry
out?
Playing it. Yeah.
I think she was.
Yeah, it was a psyop to get more Chargers fans out there.
I swear,
the CIA conducted that experiment.
I got shit on for that, but I'm like, I genuinely, I don't. That just seemed way too scripted to me. I don't know. Last little segment we have here is just Halloween candy opinions, just if they're good or if it's bad, just getting into the spooky season here. So right away here, we're going to start off with a classic. It's been around forever. It's a Tootsie Roll.
See, like, if I don't have anything else, like a Tootsie Roll is like a here, damn candy. Like, can I have some candy? And it's like your little cousin. You like have a bag of candy. You're like, here, damn, have a Tootsie Roll. Like something that you're not going to eat, but if it's there, you'll eat it. It's like the epitome of a 5 out of 10.
They were always rolling around the bottom of my bin. Like, either went in the garbage because they got too hard, or I would eat them if I was really fucking bored. I blew a bubble with the Tootsie Roll once. That's
something I could definitely see. The consistency is definitely bubbly.
It was interesting. It was extremely interesting. How about the
Reese's? Popped and fractured your orbital bone.
No, fuck, too soon. Too soon. How about Reese's Cups?
Peak. Reese's Cups are peak, especially if you put them in the fridge, man.
Oh, freezer.
I feel like that's a little too hard, though.
Oh, no.
Like a nice middle ground, like the top shelf of the fridge where it gets a little frosty.
Telling you, man, you got to make the upgrade. Just throw them in the freezer. They don't turn into where you can just still bite into them.
Okay.
I
was thinking that I would be chipping a tooth.
No. How about a Three Musketeer?
Not my thing.
I think they're the bottom of the barrel worst candy bar that's ever been created.
Can't tell you the last time I've had one, man.
I don't either. I think I had one to just like prove to myself that I still hated them, like probably like 3 years ago. But like my mom used to always get the Halloween bags to hand out, the variety.
Yeah.
And she had this like haunted house basket. It was fucking huge. It was stuffed full of candy. And every year when trick-or-treaters were done and we were done picking through it, it'd just be full of Three Musketeers, those little squares. Like, no, but and it's just chocolate, and then it says chocolate marshmallow. But it tastes like shit, man. Like, I don't know how else to put it.
And like the little squares, man.
How about Skittles?
See, when I was a kid, I loved Skittles, but now that I'm older, it's like too sugary for me. I'm like, all right, man. Like, I'll eat them, but I can only have like a handful, and then I'm like, man, my teeth are gonna hurt.
I can't remember the last time I've bought a bag of Skittles. And if I've picked at them, because once a year I'll pick them out of a Halloween basket or whatever. If I have the little packs, I don't like to sit there and do this. I'll just roll the whole thing in my mouth, and I got my Skittle fix. But they're not a favorite. How about Butterfingers?
Love them. I love them. They're satisfying to bite into.
Yes,
like clean break.
Yes, they're a little bit tooth gluey, like Milk Duds, but I think it's worth it. I love them in ice cream, dude. I crush them up and I just pour them over ice cream. It's fucking
I gotta try that.
Absolutely. Oh, dude, try Nesquik powder on ice cream too. It's good.
Oh yeah,
it's fucking good, man. And what about Starburst?
That's probably my favorite. I love Starburst. Like I'm not gonna eat like the whole rectangle of them, but I'll have a couple, especially the pink and reds.
I agree with your flavor, but I absolutely fucking hate Starburst. I think for the
Really?
most, you have to you sit there and pick at them and then unwrap them, and then it's 10 seconds of enjoyment, and then you're back to picking at it. It's like opening a pack of fucking cards, really, because it's just disappointing every single time, I think. But
Yeah.
you know, to each their own. One more I'll throw out here: a salted nut roll.
Shoot, man. I mean, like a homemade one.
I don't even know you could do that. I know, just like in the red package, just a salted nut
I've
roll.
never had them.
You're not missing out. I actually have gained respect for you.
I was gonna say it sounds kind of like I'm thinking like salted nut roll. Like you put the nuts in the marshmallow, then you bake it in the oven.
That is essentially a salted nut roll. I think it's
See,
nougat in the middle, but
yeah, it's not that bad. Like the homemade, but like I've never had the store bought. Like the
you
big
ever
corporations, like big nuts is trying to get us, man. No,
have you ever had a Hershey's cookies and cream bar?
I like those.
That's my favorite candy bar of all time.
Those are fire. You know what my favorite candy bar is?
Let me guess here. Milky Way.
No,
No.
100 grand.
No, those are fucking good, dude. It's caramel
Those
and
are
crunch.
gas. The caramel crunch, the chocolate, everything's
Oh,
just.
you had the ice cream ones yet?
I've had like the ones from. I don't know if you know what Casey's is, right? The gas
Yeah,
station.
yeah,
Yeah, so like they have them in the freezer sometimes. I
yeah.
like
I've had.
snag them. I'm not sure if it's ice cream or I think it might just be frozen.
Oh shit, I get the frozen Butterfingers all the time, but anyway, I'll stop rambling about food here. That's going to be all for today's video. Ben, I appreciate you for swinging in here, and anybody who watched, I appreciate you guys for being here. And make sure to follow Ben on anything if you guys haven't followed him. He has like 15 different fucking TikTok accounts, so you're probably going to
Yeah.
see him, think you follow him, and then you don't. So anyway,
Yeah.
Ben, if there's anything you want to say to sign off, have at it.
Thanks for watching. Don't go bald. Sucks.